Hey everyone, it's Ishita from Fear.less magazine and ishitagupta.com, helping you build confidence into your business and your life. Today's video training is on making the leap, not taking the plunge. And it's important. The distinction is very important because a lot of times in our lives we feel like we need to make big, wild change in order to make the progress that we think we want. And yes, that's true. I'm a big supporter of big, wild change. I believe in it. But oftentimes, I'm a much bigger proponent of small, consistent change that actually pushes us forward and helps us make progress. So a couple weeks ago, a client of mine and I were talking about taking this plunge. He, was working in a business and he was trying to do something on the side, coding, and he wanted to start his own coding business. And he was feeling really stressed out and a lot of angst because he'd been working in this industry for so long and he just wanted to leave it and he wanted to start his coding business right away, and he felt so much angst and he felt so much like inner drama about whether or not to leave, when was the right time to leave, should he leave now, should he prepare more, and he felt a lot of pressure. And as I was talking to him, it seemed clear that it wasn't actually true that he wanted to start his business right away. He actually didn't want to leave his job, and he actually didn't want to leave that stability. His job was actually providing him a lot of financial stability and emotional security because it was money coming in, and there was a long line for it. And we determined that that wasn't what the issue was. The actual issue was that he wasn't taking action on all the coding stuff that he was learning. So all of his skills and 2 or 3 years of learning coding and building up this craft, he wasn't putting to use. Like, he wasn't doing it for clients, and he wasn't actually practicing. He was just learning, and he was like, it came to a head where he just felt like he needed to do something about it. That translated into leaving his job. But that wasn't the case. The truth was he just needed to start taking action in the direction of his coding. He needed to start getting clients whom he could work for and code for and practice his skill, learn from those clients, and refine his craft. What wasn't stopping him was his skills of not being able to code or wanting more experience. It was his fear. It was really his fear of being seen as a professional, doing one thing during the day and doing another thing at night, like working during the day in another industry and coding and, working with clients at night. And so it was largely his fear that was stopping him, as opposed to his skills, or as opposed to him really needing to launch into a business. And, it was this not taking action in his coding that was translating into this great big drama of feeling like he needed to leave his job and just do something. You know how sometimes things come to a head and you just feel like, I'm done with it. I need to do something now. I'm done with feeling this way. And that's how he was feeling. But you see, we make it more dramatic than it is. He felt like he needed to just totally take the plunge. But what really needed to happen was he needed to take the leap, right? Small leaps. Instead of leaving his job, he needed to push himself to get a couple coding clients. Instead of, bucking the stability and the paycheck of what he currently had coming in, he needed to just network a little bit more and get some of his systems and services down for his clients. And that's what we need to do. That's exactly what we need to do when we start to feel ourselves want everything in place and want to know the right time for when to make the leap or take the plunge and to make these big, wild changes. What really needs to happen, and this is your action for this week, is when you start to feel like that, when you see yourself wanting big, massive change, look for the root. Look for what's underneath that, because oftentimes what's underneath that is you're not actually taking real action in the direction that you want. When you want big, wild change, you want something to be different. You want your feelings to be different. And the way that you get that is sometimes not even by taking this massive plunge. Sometimes it is. I'm not saying it's not. But a lot of times it's about consistent, smaller leaps that ultimately allow you to plunge. Are you doing the consistent things that's going to help you leap from one thing to the next, from one thing to the next? Because that's ultimately how you're going to take the plunge, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy that tip. Practice it, okay? It's going to give you relief for the stuff that you're working on. And as always, tell me how it goes for you. You know I like to hear from you. Email me at ishitagupta.com, ishita@ishitagupta.com. Yep, that's my name. And like this video if you liked it down below. Subscribe to the channel. And leave a comment. Tell me how it goes for you, and other people can, join in the conversation. For all this stuff that I only really talk to you guys about over email and my newsletter, sign up for free at ishitagupta.com. Okay? So practice that tip, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.